Go with the flow.
Welcome to the Crimson Wave.
I'm Natalie.
I'm Jess. We're your hosts.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Thank you for returning.
We can't believe it.
We can't believe it.
I'm in a weird mood.
Why does anyone listen to this fucking podcast, you know?
It's all about ladies.
DeAnne's just getting right into it.
Let's welcome our guests.
Sorry. We're in a crazy mood right now. This is like, whoa. The energy is wild.
I'm liking it.
That is the beautiful laugh of our amazing guest today. This is a podcast about periods, FYI. If you're lost on iTunes, it's all about...
You've entered the wrong section if this is... You think this
Turn back, Dad. My dad's listening.
I don't think my dad knows how to use the internet.
Neither do I. About your dad. I don't think your dad knows. So, our guest today is an amazing comedian. Oh my God, just...
Amazing.
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 You can't describe her with anything but amazing.
Hilarious. We could use hilarious.
Hilarious.
Hilarious is welcome. Yeah.
Funny.
I'll take funny.
Talented.
She's been all over the world.
Yes.
Really. Doing comedy and just hanging out, you know.
And now she's in this apartment.
Now she's in my bedroom. Holy.
Thank you for qualifying and just hanging out.
Hanging out as well. So please welcome DeAnne Smith.
Yay!
Welcome, DeAnne.
Thanks, guys. I'm super psyched to be here.
We're very excited to have you.
Yeah.
We all seem very giggly.
I know, it's too much. Can I also say, I can believe it that people are listening.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Sometimes we're shocked.
No, everybody should be listening, though.
It's always a good time.
People are this is a hot topic, I think. You know?
Yeah.
If there's one thing I've always heard, it's that people want to hear female comics talk more about their period.
I agree.
Exactly.
That's the cliche, right?
They've been asking for it for
since
years.
the 80s.
Yeah,
they were
seriously.
like, more periods, please.
Yeah.
And then Paula Poundstone was like, oh.
Yeah.
That was my impression of Paula
That was
Poundstone.
perfect.
I was like,
I don't mean this one way or the other, but I'm not sure she has a period.
wow,
She might not. You're
She
right.
might not any. Yeah, you're right. That's a.
She seems somehow, there's some internal bias. I was going to say more pure than having a period.
Oh,
It's all unpacking right at the beginning.
Oh,
wow.
I know.
Well, get out.
Okay.
We're getting into it.
Slam.
Deep. Holy cow.
I know, right?
More pure, eh?
That's
Wow.
an interesting thought. Why do you feel that way?
I don't know, guys. I'm getting too deep into it. It's because you said Paula Poundstone, and I just thought the main thing I know about Paula Poundstone, other than that she's hilarious, is that she's asexual.
Right.
She's come
Is
out.
she?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
No, you thought she was a weird lesbian, but she's not.
Wow. That's nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's not nuts. There
It's
is
not nuts. No, you're
asexuals exists.
doesn't she talk about, like, she used to talk about sex, did she not?
No, she's a very clean comic.
She's very clean, eh?
She's like, I'm going to the dry cleaners.
Oh, yeah, man, I guess I've never
We are
listened
not
to
an
her.
asexual crowd here right now.
No, we're not.
I just felt like my hormones are riding high.
Oh, all of ours are.
I think so.
You know?
But somehow in my mind, being asexual went with somehow not having a period or not, like, needing to eat
Interesting.
food or just, like, just existing somewhere.
Not needing to eat food.
Somewhere beyond the realm.
She just takes pills. She's like in the future somewhere, but wow.
I get it.
Yeah, I mean,
We believe your periods are pure.
yes.
Yeah.
Wow, I don't like
No,
the
I
word
don't.
pure.
Yeah, it's weird. It's
I'm
weird.
anti the word pure.
I already ruined your podcast.
No,
I'm
you did
sorry.
not at all.
Yeah, Dan, we've only been recording for 5 minutes. My God. I just got my period today.
I ended mine today.
Oh my God! Wow, a high five,
Guys, I wish I could join in. I don't know where I am in the cycle.
You don't?
Probably 10 to 14 days away.
So you're ovulating.
Yeah.
Are you feeling it?
I never feel it other than, like, a day before my period, I'm like, oh, everything sucks and my life is horrible and nothing's good and I guess I'll just cry all day. And I never know why.
Yeah.
And then my period hits and I'm like, duh! duh! And it's literally been every month for years that's been happening.
This is very common.
Very
thought.
common.
Yeah.
Very,
Yes.
very.
I just don't keep track of it. I should, for sure.
Yeah.
I know, but how does no one ever, I feel, seems to clue in that, like, the day before you're so sad and everyone's like, why am I so sad?
Yeah.
Everyone we've talked to
Yeah.
has no idea.
Yeah.
Absolutely. No, I agree. I was real down and out on Friday, and then I started bleeding. And I was like, great. This is great. I'm actually excited.
I get
excited.
happy because I
Yeah.
feel like I can justify why I was so sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, and I wasted a day being
Last
sad.
Saturday I woke up just out of my bed, just bawling, like straight. Our friend Robbie
Yeah.
Hoffman had called me, and then we spoke, and then I got out of bed and I just cried, like so many tears, and
Yeah.
then I got my period the next day.
The tears just
Yeah.
continued down, and they mixed with the blood, and
It's
it
so
just,
intense, you guys.
We're intense people.
I know.
we're super intense.
But I mean, that feeling, the crying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I cry a lot.
Yeah, me too.
Are you sensitive?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
What's your astrological sign?
Oh, yeah, I listened to one of your podcasts. I think we might get into this.
We're so into it.
Let
What
me
are
see
you?
what you guys make of this. I call myself a Cleo. Let me clarify. My birthday's on July 22nd, so for many years I thought I was a Cancer. And then I had a couple of friends that were deeply into astrology tell me that because of the time I was born in the evening on the East Coast of the United States of America,
Oh my god.
I'm actually a Leo.
I'm so into this.
So now I'm trying to embrace the Leo.
You're both of them.
I think
you're on the cusp.
I'm
You're-
an attention-seeking homebody, as I understand it.
My moon's in Leo.
Okay.
So I have
does that mean?
You have your moon, like your rising, like there's your sign, and then there's like a rising moon, and then there's a descending moon, and there's like 100 moons that are involved in
Yeah.
all this. But I have a lot of Leo in me.
The moon is kind of the secret side of you, right? Or the
Yeah.
side that's not, people don't see right away.
What's before Cancer?
Gemini.
Gemini.
You're not
Yeah.
a Gemini.
Okay. Fine.
That's a good thing. Not that Geminis aren't great people.
Do you remember when there was that period where like everyone thought like something there was like a new astrological sign?
Yeah, there was like another-
Oh, I do remember that.
And then, like everyone's sign switched, and I became a Gemini for like 3 days, and I was like, I knew it all along, and everyone was like, it was a hoax. I was like, what? Yeah.
So you don't relate to being a Cancer?
No, I am such a Cancer.
Yeah, it's painful.
It is painful. Other than like, you're supposed to be close with your family. That's what they always say, right?
She's pretty close. Are you close with your family?
I'm not that close with them.
Am I close with my family? That's a big question. Kind of?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As
Okay.
close as we could be.
Okay.
I think
Okay.
I'm a little more sensitive and kind of always wanting more in terms of connection. And I think they've all come as far as they can come.
That's so Cancer of you.
Is it?
Yeah. That you want more from your family.
Yeah.
You very much seem like a Cancer. Yeah,
Yeah.
I get Cancer vibes. That's why as soon as you said I cry a lot, I'm like, oh, are you Cancer?
Yeah.
So wait, which episode was it about how we always talk
episode?
about
Yeah.
Tauruses?
It was the beginning. It was only the beginning of the one with Ashley Moffat. The
Oh,
last
okay.
one. Yeah.
So have you dated Tauruses in the past? Because this is a big debate.
No, I haven't.
Oh, Scorpios?
Yes.
Ah!
You guys with the double pointing at me.
So much
Wait,
double
we're
pointing.
scared.
What did that mean to you that I've dated
That's
Scorpios?
a great match.
It's a hugely successful match.
Oh God, guys! I just broke up with a girl that was a Scorpio.
That's okay.
No.
It's okay. No,
That's
she's
okay.
a little evil.
Scorpios. Yeah.
So,
It's so true though.
oh God, right. I don't know what is happening right now.
I know.
Some goddess is gonna come down with a moon and be like, "You've succeeded in astrology."
This is like a mind meld right now. We are becoming
I'm
one.
hot. I'm
I
hot.
know me too. I'm
It is
sweating.
really hot in here. It's always hot.
Our show, well, DeAnne's on our show tonight, and we also have another
Our live show.
Our live show. We have another Cancer on.
A male Cancer.
We have a male Cancer.
Okay, yeah.
So it's gonna be a
Who's a different breed, I feel.
yeah.
than
Male
female
Cancers are
Cancer.
very different.
Who is it?
John Hastings.
Oh, I love John Hastings. I
Yeah.
really connect to that kid.
There you go.
Cancers
Cancers.
get along.
Wow. All right. That's great to know.
Even though you're kind of a Leo, but like whatever, you know.
Yeah,
We'll
Cleo.
accept you.
Cleo is a great term.
Cleo is great.
Do you want to know for real though? I recently found out that I don't know if it's an ascendant. I don't know what it is, but I have something Sirius and Sagittarius. So now I read 3 horoscopes like a lunatic. Like a lunatic.
Do you
So-
read your horoscope every day?
No. But I've gotten into I think her name is Chani Nicholas. Have you guys? You guys don't know this? Oh, you're
No.
gonna love it. Chani Nicholas.
Great
I'll
name.
I'll send you a link. She's awesome.
Okay, should we shift into menstruation?
Well, yes, this
zone
is
here?
we're
I mean,
astrology
sure.
talking about the moon. The moon relates to the
Absolutely.
period.
Yep, emotions.
Does your period follow the lunar cycle?
It kind of does, guys.
Does
it?
I'm not gonna lie.
Wow.
When the moon is waning, my uterus is also waning.
Is it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Is there?
wow.
What's the moon right now, Natalie? Do you know?
No, I had to take a step back from reading my horoscope.
Do you read every day?
I was reading, like, I was going through a dark period a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I was like, I couldn't control of anything, so I felt like if I read that, like, I had, like, some reasoning to
Yeah.
follow. And it was just too much for me that I had to step back and be like, okay.
Yeah.
I read it today, though. I read it for tonight.
And how do you feel?
Well, it says that I'm gonna have a conversation.
Uh-oh. Those are never good.
That it's
Conversations
a good
are-
conversation.
We'll see.
And then it said that I also read the other. I can't. I'm not gonna.
Okay.
Just on the sheer.
All
Too
right.
crazy.
All right, one more thing though.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
Chani Nicholas. I also just remembered if you want to see some truly crazy astrological nonsense, go to michaellutin.com. Lutin. This guy is crazy.
All right.
We're doing it.
Yeah,
We're
Michael
doing it.
Luton.
It's like he's so crazy that the website is like full of typos and sometimes things are in all caps. And, like the graphic design is horrible, but sometimes you find something you're like, whoa.
I know we have to get off astrology, but I
We
went.
really do.
Hold on.
I
I went on I guess a date or something with a guy. Like already.
Is a date or something?
Who knows? It was whatever. It was something. There was a lot of making out. Anyways,
I
it was
like
a few weeks ago, but we had a conversation. Not a great conversation. I had gone home and read astrology, and I screen grabbed it because it was so accurate to what had happened that night. It freaked the shit out of me, and I called my roommate in, and I was like, "Read this," and she was like, "That is exactly what happened tonight."
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, periods. Anyways,
Periods, though. Let's
get to it.
Let's get to it. Dan, when did you have your first period?
I had it a bit late, I think. I feel like I was about 14.
That's not that late.
And
actually,
I was totally traumatized.
Oh.
And I was the last one in my friend's group. And that was the thing always that was like, ooh, like, who's going to get their period next? Or this is so exciting.
Yeah.
And there was all those, like, young adult novels about, like, no, I didn't get it yet. I'm sad. And I was always like, freedom! Like, I was so happy to not have gotten it.
Yeah.
And then when I got it, it was hugely traumatizing.
where were you? What happened?
I don't remember, like, when it actually happened. I
Yeah.
mean, maybe I noticed it home or something, but what I do remember was that it lasted for, like, well over a week.
Wow.
Really?
It doesn't anymore, but it did then, and I was so grossed out by it. Like, I just could not believe that it was happening, and I was really nauseous all week, and like,
Yeah.
it was the worst.
Did you use tampons or pads?
Pads. I wasn't, at 14, I wasn't ready to shove stuff in my cooch. That took some working up to for me, to be honest.
It took
Yeah.
some working up for both of us.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah.
Did your mom give you any advice?
I don't think so. I think it was just like, put it in this garbage can or Dad'll get mad. I think that was the main
Put it
thing.
in this garbage can?
Yeah.
Like a specific garbage?
Well,
Were you
The
putting it in
compost.
Yeah, I know. Were you putting it in the kitchen garbage can? Just carrying it
I'd
from
like
the
to
bathroom?
carry it downstairs into the kitchen.
Sometimes I would. Oh man, this is like graphic city. I feel like I've been. Have you ever taken like changed a pad or a tampon like in your bedroom?
Yes, I
Yeah.
do it all the
Okay,
time.
all right. And then, but then like I put it in my bedroom. Not now. I don't do it anymore. 'Cause
Oh,
I
I've
wear,
done it.
I wear a
Put it in my purse.
Yeah. What? You put? Oh yeah, that's right. You have done that. You told
I
me.
forgot about it.
Yeah, I've done that too. Actually, I feel.
There wasn't like a proper garbage bin. It was like, or I was at someone's house, and sometimes people don't
Yeah.
have garbage bags in their bathroom. I was like, I can't leave. They'll know this is, and I'll wrap it up in a bunch of stuff and put it in my purse and just forget about it. It's gross. I'm gross.
And then you find it when? The next day?
Weeks.
Weeks. Oh God.
Next time she needs that purse for a specific outfit.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it smell?
Man,
What? Jesus, your life is insane.
it's chaos.
I don't know how
It's
you
cha-
function at all.
No one knows.
sometimes.
That's
It's
magic.
Very bizarre. It's crazy.
Anyways, back to DeAnne.
So yeah, but no, it's so I would sometimes put it in like my bedroom garbage, and then I'd be emptying it out and find just a bunch of bloody pads.
That's not.
That's it. That's the story. That was the end of it.
Do you do that?
I've been known to put things in a bedroom garbage can, sure.
Yeah. Okay. Condoms as well. I've done that.
Oh, me
God.
too.
I will say I once found a condom beside my bed.
I also, yeah.
After someone had taken it off. There is a garbage can in my room.
Yeah.
That was not
Yeah,
very...
that's not right. That's not
I was
right.
not pleased to be picking that up in the morning.
And one time, I had a vague memory of pulling off a condom during sex, and then I woke up and couldn't find it.
Oh,
like,
no.
it disappeared. And then we found it eventually.
Thank God.
And yeah, but I was like, where the fuck is that condom? And I woke up in the morning, he's like, I'm gonna take all the Plan B right now. But anyway, back to your period.
This is chaos right now.
It is chaos.
I'm sweating. I'm sweating.
I'm also
We're all
sweating.
My
sweating.
boobs are out. Okay.
They're not usually, they always are.
Shimmied them back in.
Okay.
Have you ever leaked anywhere?
Have you ever leaked? What's your leaking situation?
Probably have leaked. I don't remember. I mean, for sure, I've ruined some pajama pants at the very least.
Right. Do you have a light flow, or you used to have a heavy flow?
Guys, I mean, I will tell you some stories.
Yeah, we want to hear. Go.
Let's hear
All
all
right,
the stories.
here's the situation with me, guys.
Okay.
I've come to a good place with it. Everything's okay.
Yeah.
Period lasts about, 4 to 5 days. One day could be quite difficult.
Yeah.
I've learned to take some pain meds. It's good. Years ago, like 15 years ago, there was a whole period of time in my life where I was debilitated by having my period. Like, the first day, I would be so crampy that I couldn't go anywhere, do anything. If I had to work, it couldn't happen. Nothing.
Wow.
And I would vomit, literally 10 times in a day. Like,
Oh
to
my
just,
God.
no, it's crazy. To just, throwing up, clear liquid because your body had
Yeah.
nothing left in it. So that would have, this day once a month, every month.
Oh my
That's
god.
horrible.
Horrible. And then, I went to this, therapist. I was living in Mexico at the time when it got really, really destructive. Really kind of, interfering with my life. So I went to this therapist in Mexico, and the first thing she asked me, she was like, she was she was a therapist, but she was also, into natural healing and Bach flowers and, all kinds
Okay.
of, mind, body, whatever. And the first thing she said was, do you have issues with your mother? That was her first question. And I was like, I don't know, maybe. So I confronted all this stuff. Long story short, this is getting quite deep. I realized that, from the time I was 14, telling you guys I was really traumatized, I never wanted to be a woman. I was just ugh, I don't want this. And so I think it got deep in my psyche, and then every time I had my period, I would just freak out.
Wow.
Like an anxiety attack almost.
I don't know, it just, it was horrible. It was, so painful. And people thought I had, doctors thought I had endometriosis for a while and all kinds of stuff, but it kind of cleared up when I dealt with it mentally.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
So 2 things happened. So I, learned to embrace being a woman.
Yeah.
And I learned not to, freak out if I felt a little bit of pain coming on, because I think I would, feel cramps and then get nervous that, it's going to be one of those days, and then that would perpetuate itself.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lesson in mind, body, and soul.
I think so. I mean, I really think it's all connected.
Yeah,
Oh,
for sure.
absolutely. And I feel like we've talked to, Robbie Hoffman again. Let's keep talking about Robbie. Listen to her episode. It was great.
Crazy.
She talked about how she didn't get her period for, months, right?
Yeah, when she was really stressed out.
She was really stressed
yeah.
out. And
Classic Robbie.
and because Robbie is a lesbian, so she was like, well, I can't be pregnant. So she thought she was maybe pregnant, though, with, the body of Christ.
Yeah, she would.
Yeah.
Again,
God, she was
classic Robbie.
And then she ended up talking to her doctor, and she just talked about how stressed out she was, and
Yeah.
he was, like, asking her about her life, and it was, like, midterms and whatever, and she said after that conversation, she got her period.
Yeah.
And it's amazing that, you like, when you read, those are moments you're like, wow, my mental health is so connected to my physical health.
Well, I feel like so me and Jess were fighting a few weeks ago.
I heard that in Ashley's intro. Not the fighting.
Oh, yeah. I was like,
The lovely reunion.
yeah, the reunion.
So we had a terrible fight, and at that point I was also moving, and I noticed my period started coming earlier and
Yeah.
heavier, and that was the thing. I was so stressed out. Mine came because when I don't get the other privileges of not having periods, or when people
Right.
are stressed they don't eat.
Yeah.
Things like that. It's all the other things where
Yeah.
I eat a ton and I cry a lot, and my period comes earlier.
Yeah.
No, mine was coming really early for a while too. When I
Yeah?
was stressed. Yeah, I went to the doctor. They're just like, "Wow, it's just stress." I'm like, "Yeah, but it sucks because it was every 3 weeks. It would last for 5 days. It was horrible. It was I felt like I had my period
Wow.
all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, it's a hormone shift, right?
yeah.
So and now it's pretty regular.
Now it's pretty regular.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, I'm single now, which is great because double periods in a relationship, holy shit, you guys, have you talked about that with anyone?
Oh, yeah.
But please tell us more.
No, it's just the worst thing in the world. There's not much else to say.
Ashley Moffat was also talking about it. She really likes having sex on her period, but...
Oh, I'm not even talking about sex. I'm just talking about, like, the emotional
the
fallout.
emotional.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Like, you know, when we feel sad, we don't know why, we're crying,
Oh my
and
God,
everything.
you're right.
But then now there's two people, and they're, like, on the same cycle, and now everybody feels sad. And so, like, once a month, I guess we'll talk about our entire relationship for 8 hours all day, and everybody will feel sad, and then the next day we'll get our periods and go, oh, right.
It's funny. I feel like we've never talked about it from the emotional side. We always talk about it from the sexual side.
Yeah.
Like,
so
I guess to me it's just like, of course you have sex on your period. Of course. How's that even a debate?
I mean, we agree.
Yeah.
Tell me about, like, having sex with men, though. Aren't they meant to get grossed out? Or they don't?
That's what society has told us.
Okay.
But from meeting intelligent men, or feminist men...
I don't think I've ever had sex with a guy who wasn't game.
Yeah.
I lost my virginity on my period.
Really? That's a bold move.
It was... the whole thing was ridiculous.
Well, you're already going to have blood coming out.
Exactly.
Right? So why not more?
Okay.
Exactly. He's really into blood.
Yeah.
Not like blood play, but he likes like boogers and stuff like that. Right?
That's not connected. But
I know, but he likes like boogers and like things coming out of the body.
Who likes boogers? Okay.
Bodily fluids.
He likes, that's the word. He likes bodily fluids. So for him it was like, fun! Yay! Let's see how this happens. But yeah.
Well, this is good to know then. Apparently I've been buying into the societal idea as well.
But I've heard of it. I've heard of guys who are like that.
Yeah.
I've been lucky, I guess. Or you know what? I've also like one night stands with dudes when I wasn't on my period. So maybe those guys are pieces of shit.
Well, one of them for sure was.
One of them for sure was. You're right. He was.
What's the backstory on that?
He just was like not into cunnilingus.
What
and was
an
like,
idiot.
Right?
I know. And
Right?
he had asked me to go down on him. And
Are
I was
you
like, absolutely.
fucking kidding me?
Yeah, that I've encountered way more actually.
So you went down on him, and then
Yeah.
you were like, so it is all, and he was like, nope.
You shouldn't even have to have asked, to be honest.
No, but I have to ask often. I've also had like long, ongoing like sexual relationships with people where I've had to ask like every single time. I think, and that's also just exhausting because it gets to a point where like now I feel guilty. You know, like
Never feel guilty.
You don't have to ask someone to go down on you, and it's. If I orgasmed through penetration, I wouldn't necessarily care as much, but I don't. So it's like we have sex usually, and then I sometimes go down on them as well, and then they orgasm twice or like whatever if they don't orgasm, but still
chaos.
I know.
Then and then it's like if they don't go down on me, I don't orgasm. So. That's just how it is, right?
My face right now. I'm just like,
How do you
who
feel?
are these people?
I know.
Monsters.
I think it's fair enough to ask, like, the first time, or, like,
Sure,
maybe
yeah,
not
yeah.
asking as much as inviting, hey, this is a thing I'm into, you are welcome to join in.
Because some people
But, yeah.
some people don't like it.
And I don't have to, like, again, you're totally right. The first time, I think it's just, like, after I've had sex with someone, like, 12 times,
They should know what you're into.
still have to ask. Be like, can you go down on me now? It's
funny enough because I feel like the first time, like, you're so excited to be with that person.
Yeah.
Like, it should just kind of happen.
I think so, too.
Yeah, like, if I'm going, and if you like to go down on someone and you're excited to give them that, aren't you just excited to do the exact same thing for me? Like, let's have fun together.
absolutely.
Listen, taking cocks out of the equation for a minute, because I don't know a lot about it.
Yeah.
I think going down on someone is just kind of like making out 2.0. Like, it's not that different.
I agree.
It's like,
I totally agree.
I feel like, is there a correlation between someone making out and the way they're able to perform cunnilingus?
I don't know. Let's think about that.
Well, I'd say there's something to be
know.
said for chemistry in general and
Right.
kind of ability to listen to what someone's into. Or I can't imagine someone being good at going down on someone and not being good at making out with them.
Yeah, I don't
Right.
think I've ever encountered that. Nope.
We're all
Quickly went
I don't
through
think I
it.
would get that far. I think I would be like, ew, you're no fun to kiss. Get out of here!
I know, I do. I'm the same way.
Yeah?
I cut it off. Oh, yeah.
Bad kissing is the worst.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like I don't have enough of all of this.
Sex?
Well, no, like...
What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
what are you talking about?
You also didn't understand that, right? I feel like
I have no idea what came out of my
I don't
mouth.
have enough of all of this.
I will go down on you right now if you want me to. Is that what you're saying? I'm good at it.
Oh.
Seriously.
What did you mean, though? What did you mean?
I was just that I haven't like my experience. I don't have a crazy amount of back experience with sexy stuff.
Okay.
So I feel like my knowledge isn't the best knowledge, and like just thinking about recent experiences that I have had, great kissing. But sometimes I get crazy nervous, and I'm like, "Get out of there! Get out of there!"
And they're going down on you?
Yeah.
Nervous about what?
Oh, you know.
I don't know. That's what I'm really asking.
I get self-conscious for some reason, or I
Okay.
feel like they have to spend so much time down there. What's wrong with me? And
Yeah.
it's because I have a problem climaxing because of my SSRIs.
Right.
So I'm like worried they're going to have to be there for like 6 hours because there's no guarantee
yeah.
that I'm going to climax ever.
Yeah.
No matter what they're doing. So.
I guess that's rough if it's like a one-night stand or someone you don't have a lot of love and trust built up with. I could see why you might feel nervous about that.
It's someone I liked a lot.
Yeah.
I just still feel crazy self-conscious. I feel
I know.
like we've entered...
Don't let him finish when he feels
Absolutely.
like it. Yeah.
I used to feel that way a lot,
Yeah.
but not anymore.
Have you ever felt that way?
Anymore.
I don't think so, but I also come very quickly.
I come like pretty quickly too.
Yeah.
I feel.
Really? What's
Yeah,
coming
but
quickly?
I will say I've gone down on girls for really long periods of time because it's difficult for them or whatever, and it doesn't bother me. It's like
Yeah.
everybody's different.
Yeah, I agree. I've never had a guy. Sometimes, occasionally, if it takes longer, I don't think I've ever had a guy be like, "Well, that was ridiculous. What a waste of time." You know. So
I'm not saying it was a waste of time
because a
by
lot of
any
them
means.
get really turned on.
Yeah,
like
I
people
know.
get turned on.
I
for
I
live
get
oral
turned on
sex.
going down on men, so
Yeah.
There you go.
which is yeah.
Well, there you go.
I know. Okay, guys, we entered therapy really fast in this session. We went from astrology periods to therapy.
It's probably my influence. I'm sorry.
I like it. I like it.
Well, let me ask you. Talking about cunnilingus.
Yes.
Do you ever do it? Do you ever receive it and do it during? Well, you do. You do. You talk
During
about period sex
menses.
already. So
Oh,
you're-
yeah.
And it
Was
and
something in?
This is the question. Yeah.
Oh, both, I guess.
Both.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're basically asking, have you ever come up with a face full of blood?
Yes.
Wow.
That's hot.
Is it? I don't know.
See,
How do you feel about it?
I don't mind at all. It's funny though because I've definitely been with girls that don't mind or think it's fine, and I've definitely been with girls that like are a little bit uptight. So she may have her period and I don't mind about going down on her and she doesn't mind either, but then somehow I feel like, hey, I gotta get out of here before she sees my face full of blood and then come back,
Right.
Yeah. But not for my comfort, for her comfort.
So I started wearing the menstrual cup this year.
Oh yeah, you did.
Do you wear one?
I haven't for a while, but I own one and I
Okay.
I know what they're all about.
And that's a good tool for a cunnilingus if you
Yeah,
want to
this
avoid
would
the
be.
mouth full of blood. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
'Cause it
personally
just
think-
disappears.
I personally think I was telling someone that one of my fantasies is someone going down on me and coming up with a face full of blood.
For real?
Yeah,
Oh
to
my
me,
God, make it a reality.
the idea is that like they're just so turned on by me
Yeah.
that they don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like that too. I'll have to give it a go.
Guys, live your dreams.
We're going to do it tonight.
Oh,
You're not
God.
even on your period, but you'll make it work.
Yeah.
So what other questions?
I don't know. Let's just get...
Are you more turned on during your period? Or
I don't think during necessarily, but definitely a few days before.
a few days before?
Yeah.
And what's that like when you're in a relationship and if the other person's... Like, is it just chaos before? Emotions and horniness.
Yeah, it can be. Yeah, sure.
Wow.
Yeah.
I
I will say the first day of my period, usually the first day or whatever's the bad cramp day, because there will be one.
Yeah.
I don't want to do anything
No,
with
yeah.
anybody.
Neither, yeah. I
Yeah,
totally
no
agree.
Although back in the day when it was so rough, like so difficult, and I would like be in a lot of pain and couldn't move and vomiting, I heard that like orgasms release that pain or they help me out. So I'd be like fetal position, like crying from pain, like trying to masturbate.
Yeah.
It's
I know.
horrible.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
I tried... Sometimes when I try masturbating during my period, I just also can't. It's just a disaster.
Yeah.
It gets messy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really irresponsible with tampons and pads.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be messy.
It doesn't need to... Well, I also use my fingers a lot, so...
That's true. Like inside you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I spice it up with myself a lot.
That's nice.
Right?
You switch up the positions
Yeah.
with you to keep things fresh, right?
There was 2 blood marks on my sheets the other, 2 months ago where
you
it was
told
just
me that, yeah.
fingerprint of my period after I masturbated.
That's kind of cool.
I thought it
is
was a
kinda
vampire.
cool. Yeah, vampire. Yeah,
Or
I
bed
imagine
bugs.
Or bed bugs.
So how did you end up solving? So did you still get bad cramps? Do you still? You do. You do
I
still,
do,
but not as
not like they used to be by any
Not
means.
they
So I
usually
could
do.
feel debilitated for a few hours, or it might keep me up some nights. Like that's the worst when I like have insomnia from my period.
Yes, it is the worst.
That's the worst.
Now this is... Okay.
No, go ahead.
I'm sorry.
I was kidding.
So you on tour a lot.
Yes.
What's it like being on tour with your period? I know that sounds like a weird question, but like
Oh.
when you're stressed out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with your period.
Well,
Yeah.
secretly, sometimes I feel more powerful as a comic when I have my period.
Really?
Or I like to just try to own it more. I'm just like, yeah. Plus, you guys don't know I'm bleeding from the vagina. Like it's like a good secret I like to have.
Yeah.
Do you feel like your period affects your comedy at all?
No, unless it's one of those moments where I have a lot of cramps and it's like distracting.
Yeah.
You know, but
Right.
that's kind of rare. It would be kind of rare timing that would be exactly when I had to be on stage.
Right.
Do you talk about your period on stage? Do you have any period jokes?
I don't think that I do actually.
Huh. Yeah. But no, I'm just thinking, 'cause you talk about a lot of other stuff. Like,
Well, I
but-
mean, I definitely like have
you
this.
talk
joke.
about a lot of other things.
I do talk about so many other things. I definitely have a joke. It's not about my period at all, but it's kind of a reference to the false idea that
Yeah.
female comics in the 80s or whatever were always talking about their periods. They weren't. Find me some footage, assholes.
Yeah,
That wasn't
they
happening.
weren't.
Didn't
Yeah, yeah,
happen. Not happening now. Wasn't happening then.
Yeah.
Should be happening more. So I wrote this whole thing about like going to the waxer, and I say it's not the same, but I say the word vulva like literally like 17 times or something, and I just keep like making the audience listen to me say the word vulva. And to me, the secret behind that joke was like, oh, you guys think this is what female comedy is like? It fucking is, and you're gonna love it. Vulva, 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 vulva,
Yeah.
vulva.
Honestly, it is such bullshit that like even female comedy is considered negative. Like a female brand of comedy, it's like a woman talking about her the female body.
Yeah.
It's nuts to me.
When
It's
I know
nuts.
a lot of men who have jokes about periods.
Of course. Oh my god. A couple years ago in Homegrown, like a comedy competition in Canada, if people don't know, there might have been all men that year, or maybe there's
That
only
was
one
2 years
woman.
ago.
2 years ago. Were you at that show?
No, I've
it
heard about
Christoph?
it. It was Christoph.
Christoph has a great joke about it.
Yeah.
Christoph
Yeah.
Davidson. I don't remember who all else, but
But there was like 3 people that had period
at
jokes.
least
and they
three
were
people.
all men.
Yes.
I remember
And
hearing
just
about
like
this.
seeing them all on the same show, like, you know, the first guy had one, okay, fine. The second guy had one, you're like, no, okay, you're kind of tweaked. And then by the time the third guy came out, I was like, periods. It was too much.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It
There's
just-
nothing better than all white males talking about women's issues.
Well, especially when there's that undercurrent of like female comics only talking about their periods.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
No, we don't. But if we did, we'd be completely justified in doing so.
Yeah.
You guys have inspired me. I'm gonna write a period joke. It's gonna
Yeah!
happen. It's gonna happen.
Oh my god, this is
We're
the best day of our lives.
Yeah.
It's all we want. Is
Yeah.
We want every female comic to come out with an album only about period jokes.
That's a great idea.
I would love that actually.
So would I.
That'd be a great
Guys, why
collection.
don't you guys make the CD Crimson Wave
Yeah,
comedy?
We should. Oh my god, that's a
and
great
like
idea.
everybody just doing stuff
Because
about
we
the
know so
periods.
many comics too that already have great period
Like
jokes.
Sabrina?
Sabrina has an amazing
Can you paraphrase it?
It's about her
hard.
daughter.
It's about-
Basically.
yeah.
It's just
Okay.
like what she told her daughter, what a period was when her daughter was
She
young.
lied.
Cause she lied.
Oh, wow,
And then
okay.
it's kind of like a complicated thing, but it's amazing. She's got a lot of like bodily fluid
Jokes.
like lady body stuff, especially when she does our show. But yeah, no, there are a bunch. There's a whole bunch of women.
There's a wave, if I shall.
You
of
shall.
of people starting to tell period jokes, I feel.
Yeah, well done.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Do you see how that was a
guys.
well done thing?
I think it's like
that was a
the-
real hard stretch for me.
You know, I think, we're pushing back, against that fucking patriarchy.
Yeah.
We're just really, I think a lot of women, like, for us at least, like, we feel, because this started, like, 2 years ago, 3 years, not the podcast, but, like.
Well, what had happened was, so I've been doing comedy now for 4 years, and when I started, another female comic told me I couldn't do period jokes.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
And so that's what this, like, it boiled my skin. I was just
Yeah.
like, no, first of all, don't tell me what to say on stage. Like, that's so unprofessional. I know I'm new.
Yeah.
Thank you for your advice. I'm going to do the exact opposite because that's the kind of person I am.
Absolutely. Had you done a period joke, or she's just out of nowhere like, oh, by the
I
way.
was telling her, I think, that, like, I'm working on this joke.
Yeah.
And
I can see, like, I mean, I don't think what she said was right at all, but I can see why, because I feel like a lot of female comics are like, you know, it's a bros club, right?
Yeah.
And you kind of like even subconsciously want to like submit to the bros.
Oh my God.
And they're, you know, and I don't. I
Yeah.
fucking never have, and I won't. But like, I understand that mentality to be like, well, I don't want to piss off the guys because they're the ones like running the show. So,
Yeah.
you know, it's like fucked up, but it's.
She might have thought she's looking out for you.
Yeah,
She
for
probably was
sure,
like, you
for
know, I
sure.
don't want- you know,
But at the time, I'm a very like headstrong person, and I get really mad easily. And I'm
Yeah.
like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, don't tell me what to write a joke about. I know I'm new. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care. So.
In terms of the Bros Club, I realized recently, and it hurt my feelings to confront this. When I started comedy, I had all this like feminist stuff because I had never been in a comedy club before. It's just what I was
Yeah.
thinking about, what I thought was funny, what I wanted to talk about. And then I realized lately, I was like, oh, I've been kind of subconsciously shutting down like critical thinking parts of my brain and like feminist parts of my brain because otherwise I'll be in comedy clubs and I'll just get too mad.
Yeah.
And this process started years ago because I would take the stage, I would be so mad at everybody and everything
Yeah.
that happened before, and then my comedy wouldn't hit because I was fucking mad at everybody.
Yeah.
And then I just learned, like, okay, don't get mad at the audience for laughing at stupid shit, and don't get mad at the guys for being misogynist assholes. Just do your comedy.
Yeah. You gotta have.
But now I'm trying to get back in touch with that.
Well,
Because,
yeah,
yeah.
because you want to be true to yourself.
Yeah.
It's funny because I did a show on Friday and it was in front of, at U of T, and it was 140 students, and they were like so liberal and educated, and I did all my like feminist weird material, and they were loving it. I was like, oh, these people do exist. They're
Yeah.
just not at the club.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
The clubs are the worst places
They're
in the
worst.
world.
And it's so fascinating because we run this show every Sunday night at a comedy
Yeah.
bar, and like we work the feminist comedy scene. They're like the 4 shows that exist.
Yeah.
We do all of them, all the like Catherine McCormick show, Queer as
Yeah,
Fuck.
yeah.
Like you know, there's so many shows that we do, like Dawn Patrol.
Yeah.
Which we're all on tomorrow. Well, this
Yeah.
is
Are we?
Yeah,
Cool.
Natalie and I are doing a duo act tomorrow
nice.
night. Yeah.
We're 2 for 1 deal.
2 for 1, yeah. But, so we do those shows a lot, and those are my favorite places to perform, obviously, because I can just be myself and say whatever I want. But it's really interesting when I see guys, especially men, who do really well at clubs, do those shows, and, like, do our show, and, like, you know, if they have offensive material, it does not fly.
The
Yeah.
audience
Right?
goes silent.
Yeah.
That's my secret favorite thing.
Yeah, it really is.
Like shows I run, I don't necessarily explicitly say these are feminist shows, but it's hilarious to me when
Yeah.
like some dudes get on the show and they can't connect with the audience.
They can't.
because the audience is cooler than the comedy club audience.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, we also have rules about our show. So,
So-
if they're doing that, then we're also like, well, you're banned. But, like, if they're doing offensive, really, like, sexist,
We banned some
misogynist-
people. We told some people they can't do our show ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just because you know what they're like. And it's
Oh,
not gonna
yeah.
connect.
But even if they like, even if there's a hint of sexism or like a, you know, like you can taste the homophobia,
Yeah, yeah.
but you can't really see it. You know, you're like, okay, yeah, they don't respond, they disengage.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what they do.
So touring, you spent a lot of time in Australia, right? And New
Yeah.
Zealand. Do you find the audiences are more liberal or more clubby?
What are they like? I actually haven't been to New Zealand yet, but
okay.
I'm going to go this year, see what they're like. I would say that they are more liberal, more interested in alternative stuff in Australia, at least, because they have a pretty strong sense of comedy culturally. They see a lot of comedy on TV. They get a lot of UK influence and US influence. Things like the Melbourne Comedy Festival. JFL 42 is becoming more like it, or it's similar to what you find there. But the Melbourne Comedy Festival, you have all these comedians that are each doing an hour, their own show. And it was the first place I encountered, like, comedy groupies. And people would actually say, like, I'm a comedy groupie, I love comedy. And they go out to the festival and they see however many shows a night, and they
Wow.
just run around. So they have a good sense of what's out there.
Yeah.
So you can really kind of, like, break the conventional rules or go in another direction because people are willing to do that with you, and they've seen so much.
Yeah.
How do you think a period joke would fly over there?
Great, probably.
I'm
Yeah,
not an old
think.
man.
Yeah.
How would it fly over the other
Yeah,
side of the
yeah.
world?
It's funny because I see people in Australia sometimes that, are killing it and that are really big stars and have great shows, and I watch them and I go, oh, they would die doing 15 minutes at the Comedy Nest or whatever, which is a club I like, by
Yeah.
the way, in Montreal.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's really different styles, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my favorite thing about comedy. We turned from menstruation to comedy.
Not
right?
now, but I think we're talking about, you know, the female experience.
Yeah. We're talking about the female
The
experience.
female, it just generally, the general female, the comedic female experience as well.
Well, I think it's of any performer where they're in an art where it's mainly male dominated.
Yeah, and you know what's really interesting about this podcast too, talking about this, is that obviously we've had a lot of guests on here, mostly comedians, mostly women, and they come on and they love this experience. Not to toot our horns, but we're changing the world. But like, they do.
She tells me I brag so much,
and I'm trying to brag more. This is a new goal, 2015, the year of me bragging.
Yeah, own it.
Like, this is another thing, because I feel like a lot of women, especially me, like, we're like, trying to be, modest, and I'm like, fuck it.
Right?
Confidence, that's where you're at, especially in this industry. You gotta be fucking confident and sell yourself.
Yeah.
So we're the best. Hire me. Anyway,
we're both unemployed.
We're both unemployed. So, but no, a lot of female comedians come here and they talk about how this is so fun because it gives them a platform to tell these stories.
Yeah.
About their periods, about their vaginas, about sex, about masturbation, whatever, right? And it's interesting because they're like comedians. They have a platform like every night.
Yeah.
But I can see why they don't feel comfortable doing it. Especially if they're like, professional comedians that tour and like do clubs a lot and stuff. They're like, well, I can't say what I'm saying here at certain clubs.
Yeah. You know what? It's not just the boys club aspect either. It's the audience expectation.
Absolutely.
Right.
That too.
Right? And if you could do 20 minutes and you might have 2 minutes about periods, and you know what? They're going to remember you as the comic that did the period jokes because that's what they thought anyway, consciously or subconsciously, when you got on stage.
That's right.
They're like, oh, chick, what's she gonna talk about, her period?
And our audience, they do expect that, and we deliver.
If we could, we would sit in a bathtub full of blood on stage.
Yeah, and I think that's really...
You can. I think it's possible.
I don't know how Gary would feel about that.
I don't know how we get a bathtub in there.
Yeah.
That'd be difficult.
Us walking with a bathtub.
Oh my god, that's
I like that that's the issue. Like, where are we going to source a bathtub?
Yeah,
or the blood.
The blood is you didn't even question the blood.
Yeah,
We've been secretly behind this bookshelf. There's just a cabinet full of our fresh blood.
Yeah, there's a safe.
This podcast is going to end Carrie style.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
Yeah. I agree, you know what? And I think that that's with our live show as well. I think that because the audience comes knowing what the show's
When
about.
the audience comes, that is.
Okay.
Oh, I thought you were making a pun about orgasms. I don't know.
Someone's got 6 on the brain.
Yeah, it's an orgy. Our show is just an orgy.
By the way, we brought you here for an orgy.
We're all having an
The
orgy.
worst orgy ever because we don't know what we're doing.
I'll go down on everyone.
Oh, Lord. So fun. Oh, my God. But no, so people feel free as well because they know that the audience won't judge them because they know what the space they're entering into. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you feel me?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a little lost. I'm a little lost.
You're a little lost?
Yeah, I just tuned out for a second.
Shit. Okay.
I have a lot on my mind.
We should wrap it up.
Wow, guys, that flew
Sorry,
by.
that was so abrupt.
Wait, do you want to say anything about vaginas or menstruation before we leave?
Love it. Love it.
Love it and love it.
That's about right? That's about right?
Love it and love it. Well, listen, everybody. Talking about, comedy.
Yeah, you should...
DeAnne is headlining
yeah.
Absolute Comedy. February 4th to 8th, is that right?
Something like that.
Something like that.
In Toronto, Canada.
Okay, check this out. Challenge to myself. Putting it on the record. I'm going to see if I can have at least one period joke.
Yes.
Dropping a fresh period joke in that headlining set.
Oh, yeah, we're doing it.
I'm going to try, guys. I'm going to try. I might never get booked at that club again.
Well, listen, that's why, listeners, you have to go support DeAnne. Go fucking in hordes. Go there. Bring
With your
friends.
signs that say periods, please.
And as soon as she says the word period, scream at the top of your lungs. Yeah, just like it's a rock concert. Do it. That's what Natalie and I are like. When we watch comedians and anyone mentions feminism or periods, we literally
we were at we went and saw Broad City, and Sabrina Jalise did a period joke, and literally we went,
yeah, we've lost it. Even when they mention anything to do with the vulva or like someone talked about UTIs, like urinary tract infections, nothing to do with periods.
I did not cheer for that.
Oh, you did cheer. We both cheered.
Where?
It was just at an open mic. I don't even remember who told me.
I probably gave a good woohoo.
Yeah, we both woohoos UTIs. It's like not something to celebrate necessarily.
You
but
ladies are doing the Lord's work.
thank you.
Like,
we think so. Just toot that horn, you know?
I do it enough.
2015. Okay, well, DeAnne, what's your Twitter handle?
Oh, yes. It's my name, DeAnne_Smith.
And she has a Facebook page.
I have a Facebook page.
And a website.
Good luck to you.
Google it.
Google it.
Google her. Listen, everyone. A reminder, Natalie and I have we talked about the show enough, but we have a weekly show at Comedy Bar every Sunday night at 9 o'clock. Feminist friendly, LGBTQ positive, and there are no rape jokes. $5. Check it out.
You can follow us on Twitter at The Crimson Wave.
Yep. Check us out on Facebook. We also have a page, which is great. You can follow me on Twitter at Miss Jess Beaulieu.
Me at Stalking Natalie.
Tell
your parents.
Tell your friends. Tell your friends' parents.
And tell all the boys you know that
Yes.
they need to be better at giving cunnilingus.
Yes.
That's a great tip.
Yes.
You know there's a clit hood?
What? Oh, I thought you meant like a sisterhood.
I thought
but like,
you meant that too. I was like, is that a podcast?
like you can join his club.
No,
How much is the membership?
And when I
right?
said better at giving, I didn't mean skill or technique or anything. I just meant get in there, boys. Get in there, boys.
Get in there and have a good time.
And listen, I will say this before we end. If a guy doesn't know what he's doing down there, I am so happy to educate and instruct. That is never
You're
going to
get a ton of emails this week.
Oh, God, I don't need any more emails.
On that note, ovulator.
Ovulator.
Go with the flow.